and VForge helped me out for a period of time, and Pedge was there briefly before Venison Mars and Neo showed up, and then I, dragged Brian Blues onto the show. And, at this point, the only people that still want to broadcast regularly with me are Brian and Venison. And, I mean, we do our thing every Monday still. And, we have fun with it, but I can't help but feel like, it's not as good as it was. And, it's like there's something missing. And
the other 12 people, Johnny.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
that's what it was.
Yeah, but I didn't always. I mean, I've gone through periods of time where I've had less people and more people, and and so I started trying to reach out to other people. I've exchanged a few tweets with Neo. Basically, my mindset right now is someone in my past. Emily has been very critical anytime we talk about show stuff, and
I like the way you do that, by the way.
we're very close. We still talk all the time, but there is no way in hell she will ever broadcast with me again, and I'm a little bitter about that. But friendship's more important than that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a sore spot for both of us because she basically lays into me that it's my fault, everything that went wrong. And I think she's a little unfair with me, but she might have some valid points too. And, I did what I did because, well, heck, for 10 years, I kept a group of different personalities together week after week. So I must have done something right in there. But
I was going to say, keeping it together that long is a big thing.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing for the people in there.
Yeah, and there are, heck, Neo hated Venison by the end of the time there.
Oh God, I was going to say it was sort of like you had. It reminds me of a house full of like dogs where you had to keep them apart just in case, because you didn't want them fighting each other because it would get really nasty in the house.
And for a period of time, we had a regular co-host by the name of Jonathan from Canada that had a way of talking a little too much. And I was put in a very awkward position of choosing whether Jonathan would be a part of the show or Neo and Mars would be a part of the show. And I don't like talking about that. That was difficult. And then, Brian came onto the show and Neo didn't like Brian. Well, Neo doesn't like much of it, but Neo's nice. She really does have her. I don't want to say bad things about anyone. Sometimes I talk too much. The point is I'm like, at this point, Emily's criticism on me is that I never took the co-host's opinions into account. And when I'm at a point now where I'm doing my thing and it's not working, maybe there's something to that. Maybe it's time to start reaching out to people and asking them, what are you interested in? What do you like? What do you want? And I put the word out there to the listeners, and I got a whole 2 replies. So
they came back with sup. That's usually what I get. I get supper, or what's up? Something like that.
Well, I got 4 replies. One reply was from Addy saying TLDR because he's an ass. One was a thumbs up. But the 2 replies I got were that were very positive from people that, basically thanked me for, doing the show and enjoy my show. And it's nice that there's 2 people that like me out there. And I really appreciate that. So yeah, listeners are just but I also reached out to Neo and she's like, what are you interested in? Like, what are you proposing? I'm like, I just want to hear what you're interested in. And so that's kind of my,
well, I'm glad you got to talk to her because like I said, I don't think we've heard other than the screech now and then.
Yeah.
We haven't heard anything. Now, did you get to talk to the coffee guy at all?
Yeah. Well, I've been passive aggressively trying to reach out to him because that's the only way
I like
to get
the
a
way you
response
cleaned
from
that
him.
up right there. I am proud of you how well you cleaned that up. I really am.
Why? Well, how should I have put it?
Well, no, that was that's true. You could have said I've been bugging the shit out of, but no, and I've tried to.
Well,
I've tried.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, this is a guy who I thought was more than just a co-host on the show, but was a friend. I mean, I hung out with this guy in real life somewhat regularly. We always got along. We always had a good time. And, and then I moved, and that's my fault, but it wasn't, that was a tough decision. but family, Sir Mars. I mean, it's. But we still did the show together. I mean, it's kind of like when I moved out of Maine. I was living with my best friend in Maine for a number of years. But Gothard, we stayed in touch. We did the show together. We always talked online. Just because you don't live nearby anymore doesn't mean that the friendship ends. And Mars, I don't want to start getting critical. I realize this is like me, like totally.
No. I understand that completely because you don't want to go down that road.
No, I mean, it's been a struggle to stay in touch, and I'm not going to blame anyone because I'm not always that good at keeping in touch with people myself. And life gets busy, but it definitely has felt to me like Mars and I have drifted apart since he left the show. And he's, expressed no desire to do a show anymore, which is fine. But that was what kept us together as a friendship. That was something we did together. And now we don't do anything together. And I'm a little, disappointed about that. So I'm trying to reach out to him to at least say, hey, let's maintain this friendship somehow. And also part of that is, what are your interests? Podcasts, something we produce, maybe occasional involvement. What does your schedule permit? Or just, let's get on the phone every now and then, because he doesn't return my phone calls.
I got you.
And so he replied saying, hey, I'm traveling. I'll be back in the area on Friday, but just to let you know, I'm still not going to do any shows. So it's like before I could even ask him, he's already telling me no. He doesn't even know the question. I mean,
I guess maybe you just have to kind of wait and see. Who knows? I would love to be able to turn back the clock and make things happen, but it doesn't always work.
Yeah. But you know what though? There was something I completely overlooked. There's a whole lost era that I mean, because you hear me go through the main era, the Damon and V-Forge and Pedge being around era, the Suburban Homeboys at Venice and Mars and Neo era, Brian Blues joining in. But there's something that didn't get mentioned there. Someone who didn't even get named there. Something that, a glaring oversight. And Megan directly brought this to my attention because for some reason when I think of Meg, I think of a show that I was doing from the couch where I made a comment about, there was two lines that Zane quoted. One was, you could be, call in on Skype and you could be the cause of the next crash on this show or something to that effect.
That's pretty good.
And then the other line was, and I seem to have a timer counting down now, and I think it's counting down to when the computer's going to crash.
Exactly.
Because I was still having technical problems like there was no tomorrow, especially since I had just set up everything in California after tearing it down in Maine, and I wanted to pull up those quotes and clip them out of the show recordings. Unfortunately, those shows were from the period of time that was lost in the great hard drive crash of 2009.
Yes,
and the only show that I have that's closest to that era that still exists is the first show I did in Oakland that's a part of the NHB Fun Bus 2.0 collection, which I highly recommend pulling up your show from that collection. We actually go into you not liking Max and your fear being that...
I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure I may have lost that show also, by the way. I'm pretty sure.
I have a copy.
There we go.
And you actually specifically say that your concern is if you start buying one, because you fit it with everything with PCs, that they're expensive, and then you're going to have to be buying all new things.
I may have to go. I may have to go and revisit this just to see if that's. And
it's amazing. True. It's amazing how much we foreshadowed what exactly was going to happen.
Exactly what happened to me. Look at me. Next thing you know, it's like Mac City in here. But it's slowly starting to change, though, because I went from having 3 of them to 2. There's now 2 Macs a PC, and the other the Macs behind me. So it did change. It didn't quite stay the same. That's for sure.
But but there's still a name I haven't mentioned here, and you should be seeing where the glaring omission is when I go through all the hosts I'm reaching out to and trying to invite back to do something again, to try to breathe some life into broadcasting again.
I'm not grabbing it quite yet.
Well, I mean, when you and me are doing the show while we're driving across the country, who else is sitting in that room right with us?
Well, of course, your lovely wife.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Nowhere has she been mentioned in all this. And when I pulled up the show that we did, the first show we did in Oakland from the couch, I listened to it and I'm like, oh my God, listen to us. We have this great radio chemistry. We're joking back and forth. We're laughing. We're making each other laugh. We haven't done that in I mean, we live with each other. We make each other laugh. But I mean, not like this. You know, it's like, oh my God. It wasn't just that, you know, she's living with me, so here's a microphone. She was a really good co-host.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's a shame that she drifted away from the show. But once I got away from the couch and set up a desk in the kitchen, you know, she had to sit at the desk to do the show. More people kind of came in. And she got bored with the show. I was just me rehashing stuff that she already lived through the week. And so she kind of drifted away. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, my God, Kristen and I should do a show again.
I think you could make that happen.
And the whole reason I pulled up the recording and listened to that, which drew my attention, was because, you know, Meg showing up made me think of some quotes I wanted to find, because I knew she was listening back then. And so thank you, Meg, for making me realize, oh my God, not only do I have an awesome wife, I have an awesome co-host.
There you go.
And and so
things always happen for a reason. I like that. By the way, I'm kind of going through old stick cam pictures that I can find that I've clipped. I thought somewhere in here there's got to be one that has Meg somewhere.
In a box.
Somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find it. Gosh, I'm looking through and just looking at some of these listener count numbers, and it's just making me want to cry. I mean, it really is. Oh, man. No, that's absolutely awesome, though. I think that would be it would be neat.
And you know, and I've also, in the process of this, reached out to Brian to see, you know, and asking him flat out, look, I'm thinking of, you know, maybe going in different directions, but I don't know what yet. And I want to feel out what everyone, you know, so it's like, what do you like? What don't you like? Where does your interest lie? And I'm not going to, he likes some things, and we're going to talk more about that tomorrow. So you're not going to want to miss that tomorrow, 8 p.m. On that show I do. What show is that?
Insert title here.
That one.
That's
that
show. That one.
That show.
And I already told Meg that, you know, tomorrow's
insert title here.
I will be inserting the title of Amateur Hour, since that's what the show will always be in her heart. And how perfect that I'm going to basically set up in the living room, and Chris and I are going to broadcast together from the couch, just like we did in Oakland for that brief period of time before I went out and bought a desk for the apartment, and see if we can recapture some of that chemistry we had hosting together. And Brian will be there too, because he's my co-host on
insert title here.
When he's around.
When he's around.
When
he's around tomorrow, as far as I know. He's around most weeks. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a interesting
insert title here.
Tomorrow we'll be inserting Amateur Hour, and Kristen will be co-hosting with me from the couch in the living room.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
That will be cool.
So that's the big announcement this week. So you're not gonna, and I have off from work tomorrow, so I have a whole day to figure out the technical nightmares of making that happen.
What could go wrong?
Everything.
Nothing could go wrong. It'd be no problem.
I'm actually at the point right now where I'm considering actually disassembling this computer and carrying the tower over to the next room, because you know, I built this machine to be powerful, to be able to handle everything, and so broadcasting without this machine doesn't really work. And the only real cable I could run from that room to this room would be a USB cable, which would mean, you know, using USB sound cards to run sound and everything through there, and then controlling this remotely from a laptop. And it's like, no, why not just a few cables to disconnect? I'll carry it. Anyways, I'll work that out tomorrow.
You'll make that work. There you go.
Yeah.
And I'll keep looking through my pictures sometime and see if I can find some. I found some good pictures. I found pictures of you. I found pictures of your wife. I found pictures of Samus and Vamp. Vamp leaning like behind Samus, staring at her obvious backside. So we know.
Yeah.
So we know that's
Oh,
we know
man.
that's a real picture. And
The
your
Samus and Vamp.
and your wife laughing about it.
Yes,
and I don't have a
awesome.
way. I don't have a way to get that up on the other screen. Otherwise, it would be,
You know,
that
I
would
was
be fun. That
listening.
would be fun to show.
Another thing, I wish you still had this picture. Maybe you do, but when I was listening to the Fun Bus show, Emily Skyped in, and she brought some stories with her. And then that's when you remembered, oh, I'm supposed to be taking pictures. And you took like a picture of Emily on Skype. At least that's what you're describing on there. And I don't know how that logistically worked. Maybe she was on the video. I don't know. But yeah, that's probably just lost to the ages.
Don't remember. Well, there's a good chance if I have it, you have it.
There's a good chance if I have it, I have 20 copies of it.
You have 20 copies of it. That's true. Actually,
on embedded desktop folders.
That's right. That's because you probably have all those things. Because actually, and I'll have to find one. I've got a picture of you and your wife that's a freaking awesome picture. And I run across it once in a while, and I have to see if I can.
The first picture?
What's that?
The first picture?
Well, I don't know. There's just a picture of you two together.
Well, I know you screen captured a picture.
Yes, I screen capped off of Stickingham years ago.
And that was our first. We started talking.
Mm-hmm.
Emily helped us, encouraged us, because I was coming off of a bad situation with Lisa, which we touched on last night.
Yeah, we don't want to go there again. Yeah, it's too weird.
And I've never had much luck, so I was like, that's it. Maybe I'm just ready to give up and just resign myself, because every time I try to do something, I get hurt, and it's like maybe it's time to say fuck this. Meanwhile, Kristen was actually interested in me, and Emily knew I was interested in Kristen. Emily knew Kristen was interested in me, and so she kind of kept nudging us in
that general direction. That's what you're
saying.
Like,
you should talk to her. No, you should talk to him. And so that got us talking. And I suggested, well, hey, I'm driving down to Jersey for a weekend. Why not, swing by?
And you went, did you go all big radio voice when you said, "Hey, I'm driving down to Jersey"? And
probably, I don't know, I don't remember. But the thing is that I think back at this now, and it's amazing how I pulled this off, because sometimes you make ridiculous suggestions and you figure, well, she ain't gonna go for it, and I'm like, hey, heck, if you want to come down to Jersey with me and be on the on location show I'm doing with my family. And it's kind of weird to just invite a date that you're meeting for the first time to come spend the weekend with your family.
I was gonna say that almost like red flag city,
right?
When that happens.
And I mean, it's like, I'll get you a hotel room, you'll stay there. I'm crashing at my parents' place, and
I mean,
that's
immediate. Oh hell no! Oh hell no! That's exactly what they think.
Well, yeah, but keep in mind, she'd been listening to me for years. So
I understand. I know, but I'm just saying people think that they're like.
And we were talking for a few months on Skype, so we knew each other. Well, we were talking regularly, and we knew of each other going back to my second or third show she called in. So we knew of each other for a long time,
yes.
And then for a few months we were talking regularly, and knew that we were heading towards dating. And so, but yeah, that was pretty fast. That I was like, I'll come down, meet you for the first time, and if you want to, you can come with me to Jersey. And she had the option to opt out if things went bad on that first date, but she went for it. There was actually a little drama with that, because then
There's nothing like a little drama on a first date. That's always good.
Well, no, the drama was with my family, because I called my dad up.
Oh, okay. You're doing what?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay, they weren't thinking strippers or anything, were they?
I didn't think I needed to clear this with my family, because I wasn't inviting her to crash there for the night. I wasn't asking them to put her up. I was getting a hotel room for her to crash in. And, the only thing she was going to do was come over to the house while I'm there, while everyone's present, to, be on the show. So it was basically just a guest I was bringing in to be on the show. And so I, figured this is fine, and so I, it worked out how it was supposed to work out. But at the time it was like, man, I should have cleared this first, because I called my dad and I explained to him, well, I'm meeting a friend. Her name's Kristen. Meeting in Connecticut. And, she's going to come with me to be on the show. She's going to stay in a hotel room. She's not, I'm not asking to put. And my dad thinks back to the girl I met in Canada that cut herself in front of me. And he's
like, this is not going to work out well.
He's like, so his opinion of me meeting these girls online was not great.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So he's like, well, I'm a little concerned, I'm like, well, why? Well, she's perfectly fine. And well, you meet some of these strange girls online and you're bringing them into our house now. I'm just, it's okay. And then I find out that one of my sisters is like, freaking out over this. Like, I am putting a lock on my door. I'm staying in my room and locking it. You want to bring her into this house? I can't stop you, but I'm putting a lock on the door and I'm staying in that. And so then I'm like,
oh gosh.
So I'm like, oh my God, what am I? Poor Kristen, who I've not met in person yet. I'm bringing her into my family, who's going to react like she's some kind of psycho. I don't want to. So I said, so I told Dad, hey, all right, I'm canceling. This is crazy. If you're all going to react badly about it, I'm not going to bring her into this. I don't want, Kristen to be feeling like, people don't like her or whatever. This is a bad situation for everyone. And so then I had to tell Kristen, well, I need to cancel this whole, trip to Jersey thing. And I realized, you know what? Why should I decide what Kristen is or isn't comfortable with? I should let her decide to opt out of this. And so I said, hey, so I figured I explained to her what's going on and ask her if she's still comfortable with this or not, figuring that obviously she would say, oh, no, you're right. Well, let's just meet and let's just go on our date and, we'll, do something another time. And then that would be the end of it, because I already told my dad that, no, I'm not bringing her over. So, I'd let her decide to not come over rather than tell her that she can't come over. And then Kristen said, oh, no, that's okay. I can handle it. I can handle, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I had to call Dad back and say, well, no, it's still on. I'm still going to bring her over. If you're still going to let me talk to Steph. And, I try to explain to Steph, look, it's you do what you need to do. You need to get a lock, you get a lock, whatever. But, I'm telling you don't need to overreact like this. Oh, I'm getting a lock. I'm locking the door.
You're not bringing psycho ex-girlfriend over. It's just...
No.
No. I'm glad things worked out though.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, so the thing is that I don't know what happened, because on the phone, Steph was like, I'm getting the lock. I'm locking the door. I'm not going to be out. Then I brought her over. We all got along great. We did the show together. There was no lock on Steph's door. She participated in the show, and it was as if those conversations never happened. And it's a beautiful thing when things work out perfectly like that. And you captured that picture of us, kind of next to each other, smiling.
I've got to find that. And by the way, Meg wrote in, she has a small stick cam collection. She has Azar Jim's butt.
Lovely.
Ford stripping with a beer can and nipples, and then Vamp yelling. So,
of course,
which one? A Vamp yelling? That could be a lot.
And Paul's high school
Paul's
picture.
High school picture. That's right. That's funny. I'll have to go through and find it, because I wish I had more. I thought from the ones I'd have, I would at least have one of her in the chat room, because she was in there a lot. But there's a lot of stuff in there. I got that. That's some old memories. I mean, and it's really sad. I'm saying they're old memories, and we're talking what, 12 years ago?
10 years.
12 years ago. I mean, it's not like it's quite that old. I mean, it's already been established that my mind can mix crap up. That's already been well established that if you want my eyewitness account of what happened 10 years ago, you might want to question me, especially if I've been drinking. Are you sure? Are you sure this is the person that robbed the bank? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And this is how Meg ends up going to prison for Lydia's crime.
That's exactly what it was. Well, the whole thing is, I don't even know how, I don't know why I got those two mixed up. I have no idea.
I don't know why you got those two mixed up either. But
I was friends with both of them on Facebook. I remember, matter of fact, I remember Meg posting pictures on Facebook of her first child. I distinctly remember that now.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I don't, am I friends with that? I'm friends with a lot of
I think what happens, and this is probably I know this is no bash against anybody, me or anybody else, but people as they go along go through and start, weeding out, purging out people on Facebook. It's like, okay, I haven't talked to this person for forever, because you get to the point where, I think everybody does that when they first go on to Facebook. It's like just mass quantities of, friend, and then
right.
And then an election happens, and then I'm unfriended. No, never mind. We're not talking about that.
Funny you should mention that. I actually have an interesting story. If you have time for me to tell this.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Well, I'm a fan.
We're all about stories.
I'm a fan of those eyeball dudes, right?
Yes.
The Residents.
Wait, whoa. Hang on. I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Somebody just came into the chat room.
Yeah?
It's your mom's snatch. Really? That's the name you choose? That's the... Sorry, I just had to throw that out there.
You just have to throw your... wait, never mind.
Yes. Hello and yes. I thought it was funny. I laughed. Thank you.
The funny part is that you got someone to say it out loud.
That's right. I think yeah, you are the win. That's right.
It's kind of like when Kristen bought me a t-shirt for my birthday, and I hold it up and my dad says out loud, there's nothing starts a day like a Dick Insider. And the whole table just starts laughing.
Wow.
And my dad's like, what is that a dirty joke or something?
Did that just happen? You're like, did somebody really just say that? Yes, they did. Yes,
did my dad just say that?
Yes. Wow. Man. Well, yeah. It could be worse. Hey, by the way, Skype is up, and it needs to be live for Skype, or you can call that number that has the 9 in it and this 2.
Yeah.
Couple of
the
twos.
one that's right on the screen in front of you that you could read.
That one right there. 984 NHB radio. Wait, 9846. 9846 NHB radio. There you go.
984-664-2723.
Yeah, call that one, and it I'm doing the quote marks. It theoretically rings through. It should.
It should.
And if it doesn't, we start calling people. That's what happens.
Right. So anyways, the Residents. They recently put out deluxe editions of some of their albums, and I happened to notice that they were mastered very loud. And so I put together a little image comparing 3 different CD issues of the same album and showing look at how each issue gets louder than the other, and the dynamic range is lost on this new reissue. This is quite a shame, because I'm trying to, educate the residents about fidelity so that they can stop making stupid mistakes like this. But so far, Mr. Homer Flynn's attitude has been, sounds fine to me.
Yeah. Sadly, I went to go find a picture of the Residents, and this is what came up.
Yeah.
This is not the Residents I was looking for.
No.
This is not the Residents I was looking for. I may have spelled. I may have spelled it wrong, possibly. I may have spelled it wrong.
Homer Flynn. Type in Homer Flynn. See what comes up there.
Homer, as in like, okay.
As in Homer, banana, fana,
boner. Wait, whoa. I don't think that's who we want.
It's better than Chuck, Bo Buck, banana, fan, whatever.
The one that ends. So is this the cat you were referring to?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Resident.
Is it me? Or is this slightly terrifying? I don't know.
Would you rather he put an eyeball mask on? I'm
thinking so. Now I don't have pictures. I don't have pictures of the group. Oh, we have Scary Santa Claus though. We have that one.
Yes, that's what he looks like performing. That's Homer Flynn in costume as a resident.
Yes, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways,
I don't know what this is.
More residents.
More residents.
Pictures.
There we go.
So anyways, I posted this on their Facebook page, and some dude I never heard of sent me a friend request, but he was obviously another Residents fan, so I accepted the friend request, and then he invited me to a Ralph Records Facebook group. Ralph Records being the label that the Residents started to distribute their recordings, and it's a group where people post pictures of Ralph Records and Residents related things and pictures and things like that. It's kind of like a, hey, look at my Ralph Records collection. And, you know, pictures from albums, you know,
that
whatever.
just,
okay.
That sounds like all
it's
kinds
cool.
of fun. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, drama's erupting over this guy that invited me to the group, because supposedly he's inviting non-Residents fans to the groups and it's causing problems. And I'm like, yeah, big fucking deal. It's a Facebook group where people post pictures. And then there's all debate about, should we make the group a secret group? Should we close the group and only invite, you know, to invite only, you know, and we need to ban this person from the group. And I'm like, God, you guys, you got too much free time on your hands. What the hell? You know, and so it turns out what this guy has been doing, and then I noticed that this guy is doing some weird things, because I'm friends with him, so he's showing up on my feed, and he starts posting things that he's obviously baiting people or trolling people. Like he posts, you know, Donald Trump, the greatest president ever, which, you know, depending on your view, you might agree with it or disagree with it. And then he's, you know, so he's posting controversial political views. And then he starts bragging about how many friends he lost as a result of these posts. And I'm like, what's this guy's deal? You know, why is he trying to lose friends on Facebook? Well, here's what someone else claimed that he's doing. He was friending anyone that expressed any interest in the Residents. He was running 3 accounts full time. And then he would not only friend the people that post anything about the Residents, but he'd start, like, you know, looking at those people's accounts
and then
start friending all their friends.
Ah, okay.
And then he would do this to the point of maxing out his friends list. And then he'd invite them all to multiple Residents-related groups, because he's on like a mission to promote the Residents to anyone and everyone.
That would be the cats.
Yeah, those are them.
The eyeball days.
And then once he gets to that point and he's invited all these people in his maxed out accounts to all these groups and driven up group memberships with people that have no clue what the hell they're joining, he starts saying things to drive people to unfriend him so that he can start friending more people.
I see. So this is purely about numbers for him, basically.
Right. And
I got you.
And when people complain, how come you keep inviting these people that don't even know who the Residents are to our groups, and you're flooding us with all these like members that don't want to be here, that we don't want here because they're not, you know, participating in what we're doing. You know, he's just like, oh, it was an accident. Oh, or I'm just trying to promote the Residents and get them their, you know, recognition they deserve. And it's bizarre behavior.
That is interesting. The whole thing is that there's a whole industry that has popped out there, obviously, of you know, social media, of how to get people to follow you and whatever. And we've kind of established that, because like I said, that there's some guys that I used to follow on Twitter that I don't follow anymore. That excuse me. Sorry. That's what they would do. They had the exact same number of followers as they were following. So it was kind of a, you know, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. My whole thing with that, when I see that, is it makes it obvious to me that it's just people working off of numbers. Because like I said, if you were following 14,000 people, there's no way you would be able to follow a feed like that. I mean, it would be just, you know, it would be just a bunch of junk.
It's interesting because last week we were talking about how I recently got followed by Holly. What's her name?
Speaking of Twitter, what's our last Twitter up here? Outlaw Radio. So,
and speaking of Twitter,
there we go.
That Beanie Loco's an interesting guy.
Yes, he is. Haven't seen him around today.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be seeing him around much.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I suspect he's putting on that accent. I suspect
wait. No, actually, he isn't. I've actually talked to him in real life. He actually did. I was going to say he spent some time in Mexico, but that sounds wrong.
Yeah,
it makes it.
He did some time in Mexico.
Some time in Mexico. That sounds wrong if I say that, but no. And I think that's where his passion is because he lived through some pretty horrific stuff, and he kind of has some behind the scenes of what people don't know kind of thing. So that's what it is. But yeah, you're right. He does. Trust me, he does have some interesting stuff. And he also has some interesting pictures, which like to come to the top of our Facebook feeds. And we go like, no, you can't have that. Because I've got to where, I don't know you, but at work, I have to keep my phone upside down on my desk now.
Yeah.
Because if it's the right side up and somebody tweets a picture, it pops. I guess I can turn that off. Because I got to find somebody who knows how to do that. I need to turn that off.
I mean, yeah, because he posted a picture of that guy that had a green shirt, no pants, and a little pot covering his dick.
I don't need that.
No, me neither.
Yeah, we don't need that. Trust me. I'm pretty sure.
You know, when it comes to Twitter, pants aren't optional. Put some damn pants on.
That's right. If your name is not Winnie the Pooh, put some damn pants on.
Exactly.
I should write that. Oh, speaking of writing stuff down, I was supposed to remind you of this yesterday. Here it is. I got this note. It says, Johnny, I'm failing with talent. Meg said that. And she's popped out of the room. She's probably to go take care of the baby.
You know what that means.
That's right. And somewhere in Colorado, there's a boob out right now as we speak.
Yes. But anyway,
just saying. I don't know where that came from, but just saying. There we go.
So Holly Brockwell followed me on Twitter, and I followed her back, and she's following 50,000 people. And so you say there's no way she'd be following everything. Well, I tell you, Holly has, if I tweet something to her or I reply to a tweet that she sends, she likes my reply. So she's at least taken the time to see my tweet and click something.
Have you tried tweeting something completely that means nothing? Blah, 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 cat, blah, 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 dog, Holly, such and such.
She's not liked every tweet. I mean, I did tweet.
And I'm not, I'm not saying, well, I guess
it's not an auto-like. It's not an auto-like.
There are people out there that know how to do that, by the way. Hey,
because
Megs, by the way, she didn't have the camera on, but we did credit you for your quote last night for Johnny. He thanked you for that.
Well, that was my quote, but Meg remembered it after you forgot it from laughing too hard.
Yes. And yes, in Colorado there's a boob out. Thank you. It's the little things in life.
Hashtag pics or it doesn't happen. Wait, what?
No, hey, whoa. Hey. Don't do that. Here. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. There we go. Yeah. That's some good boob. Did I just say that?
Yes.
I think I did.
Yes, you did.
I think I did.
You did.
Okay. It's all right. That's just aftermath of the beer from last night. That's what that is.
I'm surprised you didn't break Reggie out to start talking about next
boobs. It's my head's not quite totally back to normal to have Reggie in the room.
I see.
Just saying. I'm going to bring that up a little. There we go. Yeah, that could be a little too much. But so that some people are better at Twitter than others. I guess you can filter that stuff. You can make that happen. That is doable.
But she has. Now the thing is that she's, she also, if someone direct messages her.
And by the way, what was her name again?
What the
Holly?
Holly?
Yeah,
Holly Brockwell, who owns the @Holly Twitter account.
Okay, I was just going to do a search for her.
Yeah,
Brockwell.
She's easy on the eyes. She got all done up for some clubbing.
Holly Brockwell. Would this be? Let me see if I can bring this up here. The web!
Wow, that is some reverb.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's
is that the right?
Holly.
Is that the right person? There you go.
That's the right person that's following me on Twitter now.
That was a lot of reverb. I have to apologize. That was a lot.
Although you want to throw a K after the C, that'll probably help.
Did it find the right person?
Yes.
Then shut the hell up.
Well, it might have found more other pictures.
Oh, look. There's a happy picture. Holly and a baby that's not real happy.
Yeah.
That's her. So there you go. That's the person following Johnny now.
Well, I think there's other Hollies showing up now.
This is Johnny's.
Some of them are.
Yeah, we get down a little bit lower. There's probably going to be a few that aren't her. Like, I'm guessing not Holly. Probably not Holly. The guy. Probably not.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, the guy's not Holly.
The guy's
not Holly.
The car. Maybe
but those are Holly.
Probably not Holly in the car.
But the car might be named Holly Brockwell.
That could be Holly with a. I don't
robot,
know. I don't. The trash can robot or whatever.
Yeah,
could be. She's a seamstress too, obviously.
Well,
and a cartoon character.
And a cartoon character, yes.
And does know the "oh my God, Johnny's stalking me. Let me bite my lip and look cute" photo. There you go. Whoa, going for a roll here. There we go. That was pretty good. I mean, that's what I would call that. I mean, you have to name those poses. They all girls have their go-to pose. They do. Yes. They figure out which is the good side, and then some do the duck face, which I'm not going to do because that will be captured forever.
And some do the fuck face.
Yep. Oh, wow. This. Let me bring the flag in here. Go back to the pictures. Okay, we're good. And we're back. There we go. Not to be confused with the pictures, by the way. Somebody, Meg, if you're an NHB person, obviously you are. On the NHB page, somebody either quoted or liked or did something on one of Vamp's pictures from a couple of years ago, and it's absolutely awesome. It's a picture of Vamp Studio and Kevin is on his iMac looking at something. And if you zoom in, you get to see what Kevin's looking at. And I know you're going to be shocked.
Are there boobs?
Yes. There were there were several on that page.
So this is on the Facebook page?
This is on the NHB Facebook page, yes.
All right. Well, I'm going there now.
There's actually a picture.
If there's boobs to be seen, I'm going to go look at them.
They're blurry boobs, but you know.
Oh, boobs are boobs.
You know, sometimes you just have to get what you get and like it, I guess. But yeah, they're a little blurry, but they're there. But that's the fun part about it. But yeah, Kevin, I love it because it's Kevin in his true habitat. That's what I like about it.
I'm not seeing this. Where is this? I'm scrolling and scrolling through all the Outlaw announcements because they post every day.
A lot. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Let me see, because this was recent. There was a recent like of this, and a recent. It has to be there. Okay, there's the picture of Dune's beer. Vamps, no. I didn't. I swear, Johnny, I did not make this up. I did not just make it up. Maybe I made it up.
I don't know.
Maybe I made it. I'll have to find it. It popped up on my feed for some reason. I don't know why, but it did. Now maybe it was on video. Maybe it was on his actual personal feed. Maybe that's what it was. You know, I just clicked on the last conversation that Jason and I had.
Yeah.
And he says, I got a little exceptionally dirty remixing VW style for you. Or VV style. I don't know what to think of that.
Maybe we need to call him and ask him.
Why would he write that to me back in January?
Let's call him and ask.
Because it was this song. It was, I don't know if it actually brings it up.
We got his number.
We do have his number. I can make that happen.
And then we can tell him that Meg says hi.
Ah, that's true.
This is true.
And we'll make sure he knows who Meg is.
Yeah.
He remembers. Well, I don't know. It really depends. It really depends if you know, if you knew Vamp, you know, pre-drink or post. That's true.
Yeah. No, I think Vamp had stopped drinking by the time I came to California, and I think she was still listening by then. So, yeah.
I think this is his actual.
Yeah,
that's not the phone number. See, I have a hard time finding the right people sometime. On the new Skype is just really
Skype is so hard.
It's just crap now.
Yeah,
it's totally crap. Cause see, that's the only one that comes up, but it's not him. It's not him.
Well, there's a phone number that starts with a 5, I believe.
See,
do I need to look this up for you?
Why won't it just give me that? Why can't it just? I guess I can find it myself. Hang on. I'll find the damn thing. Here we go. Because the only good thing about this is whenever we call him, he gets pissed at you, which I think is very funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's probably that's the best part about it.
And I'm not even the one dialing the phone. You know.
Well, there's a couple of them with 5s. I wonder which one it is. I guess I'll figure it out.
Well, if it's that one, it's the other.
So 6. Is there a 6 in there?
6. I don't know. I had to pull up my phone.
I think
Let's see.
I think it's. I think it's this one. I think this would be the one. Let's see. It sounds like it's ringing right.
Oh.
Hello, Dune.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling. You're not going to believe who we have on the show with us today. Not actually on the show, but listening to the show.
But in the chat room.
In the chat room.
We'll give you a hint. It's not Lydia.
It's not Lydia.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's somebody from back in the Stickcam days that used to.
And it's not someone with a Prince Albert in his pants.
No. This would be a female, very easy on the eyes, that used to wear a box on her head.
Would that be Samus?
Wait a minute. What kind of relationship did you have with Samus?
Well, we've already established that.
That's true.
It's been well established that touchdown was made.
That's right. Well established. Pictures taken. Move on. No, Megan the Box. Do you remember her?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's actually. And we were trying to figure out, because see, what we were trying to do, we're trying to make it, whittle it down to was this pre-drink Vamp or post-drink Vamp?
She remembers.
We weren't sure.
Well, Vamp actually remembers her, so that means it's post-drink.
Yeah, because that's what we're saying. So we weren't sure. That's how we always ask people. They go, "Hey, I remember that video Vamp guy." We go, "Was he drunk?" And if they say yes or no, that helps the timeline, so we know.
Yeah,
we know exactly where it was. It works out great for us. You should never take up drinking again, because it would totally screw up that timeline.
Yeah.
Well, there was no. I realized, I told you this before, that the moment I realized that there was nothing I hadn't done drunk, then I like kind of lost all appeal to me.
Oh, I see. So you'd already got it covered.
Right. I'm a big fan of new experiences.
There you go. So it's like he's done everything drunk, got that out of the way, and now he's like done everything in a bar, going something like that.
Actually, now that I think about it, the Stickcam days were slightly different because I stopped drinking, and when I stopped drinking, couldn't sleep anymore.
So you're up.
Because I couldn't sleep anymore,
yes.
I started broadcasting on Stickcam.
Yep, for a long time. All day, all night, all Vamp. That's right.
Exactly. That's how that worked.
That's true. Well, it made for some good times, though. That's true. I mean, think about it. Where else you never would have been able to say I was actually asleep on camera while thousands of people watched. You'd never be able to say that. That was a good thing. Lots of good things.
I'm not sure if I would chalk that up in the greater scheme of life accomplishments. But
that's true. That's true. Hey, by the way, in the chat room says I miss those vamp streams. Stock Loss says.
You know.
Well, the whole thing with the fun thing about the vamp streams is I think I told this for many times. I would get up to go to work, and I go into the computer room to check my email because back then, flip phone, didn't have it on there, and I'd look on and I'd have a hey, Video Vamp is live or has went live. And I was like, surely not. And I flip over. There he was, hanging out with mostly Australian people at that time of the morning. Seemed like you were you were big with the Australian crowd about that time.
And if I remember correctly, it was something along the lines of like, you'd be like, well, got to go to bed. It's 9:30. Dune's got to get up at like whatever. 5 a.m.
Well, for me, I was getting up to go to work. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you'd be in there and you'd be like, okay, going to bed. You'd sign off, and then you'd come back in like bleary-eyed after you'd slept.
And there he is.
I still am.
And there he is, still doing his thing, and still standing up and still working it. I mean, that's the whole thing. I got to give you credit for that. I got to give you credit for that.
See, the hard thing about having ADD is misunderstood. It's not an inability to focus. It's exceptionally hard to get into creative flow, and after you get there, then it's actually
you want to hang on to
difficult.
It for a while.
Right, you want to stay there as long as you possibly can.
You just described somebody who smokes crack, by the way. I just want you to know that, just in case. So there's this fine line between creativity and crack. That's right.
ADHD is like smoking crack.
Thank you, Dune. Whoa. Writing that down.
Once you're in the middle of a downright rampage, hell, Hunter S. Thompson got this right, too. He's like, once you're in the middle of a serious drug addiction, you've got your uppers, your downers, your screamers, your lappers, and, half a quart of whiskey and half a salt shaker of cocaine and
I'm giving Vamp credit for that one, by the way.
Acid.
Yeah, that's true. That works. Oh man, yeah, I do. That's. I have to ask: has that creative urge to do the music thing ever perked up at all?
Well, I still play my drums. In fact, that's
I'm talking about getting on camera and doing some old time mixing kind of stuff.
Mixing, like you used to do on Stickcam.
Yeah.
Because there's iVlog, there's Vaughn Live.
Lots of people on Twitch that do it. That
Twitch.
And you can be like me on Twitch last night. I had up to and including one watcher on Twitch. It was awesome.
And keep in mind, I still have many challenges that you have yet to take me up on for mixing into your set.
That's true.
Skaters, because unlike you, some of us have quality control.
Quality control is highly overrated.
That's true. I think he has quality control. It's just, what level of quality are you willing to settle for? I think that's where it really folds into the fray.
Gators, if it's garbage audio, it doesn't matter if it's high resolution. Nobody wants to listen to it.
Well, that's where the comes in. You take the high res version of that.
Now here's
and mix
the
the other stuff in there.
Dune once made the same mistake you made by dismissing this as like stuff that no one listens to, that's really obscure. Where the hell did Gators dig this up? Mm-hmm. And he got so confident about this opinion that he was going to declare a law that I will only play material on my show that you could buy through the iTunes store. And then that's where he found out that the Milton Babbitt discography is in fact available for purchase on the iTunes store.
Completely ruined my plan. Completely.
Okay.
Absolutely ruined my plan.
Unlike Dune, I will simply stop. I don't need any sort of nebulous rule. I'll just tell Gators his music is garbage and that I won't.
You just won't do it.
I think you could do some cool things with Milton Babbitt's compositions.
But basically, we're going back to the old time Dune thing. Where on the side, where Vamp is doing his show, he's going to have that handwritten note. I do not do requests. Don't ask me. That's right.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. I'm glad that you think this music is great, and I firmly support your right to start up a stream and mix whatever tongue-tied synthetic analog garbage you can come up with.
But remember when we used to be an interactive network and shows bled into other shows? I think it'd be a little fun thing for me to throw a challenge and for you to do a set list and work it into there. And I mean, if there's something that you could throw back my way, I mean, that it could be fun. I always felt that would have been fun when you were mixing, if I could throw ridiculous challenges your way and then you could just like pull it off and make it work, just to prove that there's nothing I could suggest that you can't make work, except for ripping an SACD.
With a sequencer, you can do anything, and I feel like I've proved that, even if I haven't gotten through your whole Milton garbage catalog.
I don't think he wants to go through the whole catalog. Just one or two songs of it, I think. So
just work Milton Babbitt into a set.
One or two tasteful 22-minute pieces.
Just a piece.
You don't have to use the whole 22 minutes, but find something to mix in here and there, and it's like, oh, hey, there's a little Babbitt in that set. Whatever. You're the creativity one. You look at that and you figure out what's going to work in your set. You find a way to be creative with it.
But let me be the first to say I would love to see you do that again. I think that would be fun. I really think it would be kind of cool.
It would be fun. I mean, a lot has changed since then. I have a girlfriend who has ways of cajoling me into going to bed.
And has great and knows about great shoes, by the way.
Oh,
Dune,
thank you.
Dune
Did
approved.
You like that?
Dune by the way, I am the Imelda Marcos of Doc Marten shoes, by the way. I have a very large number that I don't want to say because it would embarrass me of how many pairs of Doc Martens I have.
So I've worn nothing but Doc Martens since I was 18. That's simply been the case. I've worn them for most, if not all, of my adult life, and I love them.
Yep, I've actually probably worn them as long as you have because that's sadly enough true.
See, Dune and I don't disagree about everything.
Not about everything, no.
No.
Shoes were cool. We're okay with that.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. English shit kickers are the way to go.
Exactly. So I like that when he posted, and then we realized, it's one of those, like I said, it didn't, for the people that saw my post on Facebook, there's no shock involved, but I literally screen capped a picture of Doc Marten shoes. I didn't copy it I screen capped it, cropped it, and sent it back in a picture to Vamp. And less than 10 minutes later, I'm going through my Facebook feed and there's a Doc Martens ad in there. I'm like, wow. Tell me this. Tell me their algorithms don't work when they want to. I mean, that's some scary stuff.
Unless of course it involves taking Russian ad money, in which case, come on through.
That's right. We'll let that on through. We'll let all that stuff on through.
Yeah, no problem. Wait, you're giving us money? We don't care if it's a PayPal account that was hacked 6 months ago. Whatever.
Nope. Hey, as long as that check clears, we're good to go, man.
That's right.
Kind of the way I work sometimes. As long as your money green, I'm good to go. There we go. Some people are sometimes you just have to have that. But no, there's no privacy anymore. I'm just used to that. It's just the way it is now. You just have to kind of accept that and go on down the road, sadly enough. But what did we catch you? Did we catch you driving today, by the way?
Yeah. It's basically the only time you'll ever catch me.
Well, I'm glad we did because normally when we call you, the first thing you do is yell at Johnny.
Yes.
I always like it.
Did I not do enough of that?
Well, no. Usually it's like, Gators, I'm busy. That's usually the first thing out of your mouth.
And I didn't even dial the phone. I mean,
yes.
And you can never be too. Go ahead.
Because Gators is exceptionally good at not taking no for an answer, in case you haven't noticed.
Well, luckily for us, Skype is even able to call you. That's what I was going to say. The way Skype is anymore, we're lucky it works at all. So
is it getting worse?
Besides,
it's getting worse. Yes.
Besides, Vamp, if you're driving, you need better driving music. That's where we, come into. We need to give you mixing ideas. Because I tell you, you could work this into a techno set. This would be the most awesome techno set you ever did.
Oh gosh.
It's a very logical composition right here.
Gators, I've never done acid, but your taste in music just sounds like a bad trip.
Are you not familiar with 12-tone compositions?
I am.
All right. Well, this piece is a 12-tone. I mean, here's the tone row it's
great.
based on.
Hey, Gators, how many notes are there in an octave?
12.
Imagine that. Everything is a 12-tone composition.
But a 12-tone composition doesn't establish a key and uses each note within the octave and a tone phrase without using too many notes in a row in the same key to not establish a tonal center. So, for example, you take a 12-tone row like this.
Okay, so wait. Let me parse that for Earthlings. What Gators just said is that there is no harmony, rhyme, nor reason to his music.
No.
Let's test that theory.
That is not what I said.
That's not what
that is absolutely no. There is harmony, just not the harmony of establishing a key and having a tonal.
Classical music, classical chord progressions, or anything that a human being would see as a harmonious center to the piece.
Well, let's Johnny, play that.
Now hold on a second. Heck, hold on a second. Our style of music. You're boxing us into a very specific style of music that you're used to hearing, but if you go to other cultures
don't
and
label
other
me, man,
tribes,
this Christ is art. Yes, it is.
What about,
I'm allowed to ignore it.
What about tribal gamelan music that use different types of scales and different microtonal harmonies?
It's fantastic, Gators. I'm not telling you you can't do it. I'm saying I choose to ignore it.
But now, Dune, you were starting to say you wanted to hear.
I want to test that theory. Can you play that for a second here? Let's see.
You want to hear the tone row?
Yeah.
All right.
Play what you were playing there.
All right. So here's the tone row that this piece is based on, and this uses all 12 notes within the octave in an order that does not establish a tonal center. That's the tone row.
Okay. So play one of those tunes.
Okay, well then he starts adding other things to it. So you have this here.
And then we're gonna do this vamp style.
Okay.
I think this works.
Oh, it totally works.
Great, you've done my work for me, Gators.
This is
I know what you're pushing for.
Well, I think you can be creative with your own little personal touch to this.
There we go.
Yes, and I can also choose not to.
I think that totally works. I think our work here is done.
I mean,
it's like half a migraine in 4/4 with 4-bar phrasing.
And I have to wonder: is there a possibility that when this music's playing, does it make you drive faster?
Oh yes.
No.
I've personally observed this.
Gators, you have no control. You're citing an experiment without a control. You've never seen me drive without techno.
Maybe you just assume.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, I don't think it works. I'm thinking it's hooked to the key.
I've never seen me drive without techno.
I mean, it's one of those. If Vamp's driving down the road, you know for a fact. I mean, it may not be this song, but there's something like this going on in the background at least.
I have video evidence.
That's right. All that good stuff. I'm gonna have to save it. This has actually got a good beat to it. Even Meg says, Jesus.
It's that 4-kicker, that all techno is based around.
Yes, you got to have that 120 beats, boom, boom, boom. That's right.
Yep, that's right.
But I think it does. I guess it keeps you, it makes me think that I can see you. Yeah, is this it? Is this the live? This is live.
Yeah, this is Vamp driving.
Wow.
It's inside of a casino.
Yeah, There we go.
Is he turning the volume down to talk and then turning it back up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, let's...
It totally works.
Oh, but that's nothing compared to what it sounded like in the club. Here's what it sounded like in the club.
Wow. Holy crap. Wow, the people in the room are going like, ah, run away. Run away. Holy crap. I have not got, oh, and he's gone. You ran him off.
That was too, he couldn't even handle that.
He couldn't even handle that. You know what I'm going to have to.
He was there.
One of these days I'm going to have to go and he probably got a call, by the way. Speaking of call, if you'd like to call in NHB Radio, NHB Live, or Skype, or you can
Skype us.
Call that number if you have like a real phone, 984-6 Radio, 984 number 6
664-2723.
That one. Call
or you can call 1-800-MATTRES. That won't get you through to us, but you can call it.
Yeah, that'll get you. What will that get you?
A mattress. 1-800.
Oh, I thought you were. What? See, you shocked me for thinking you were throwing out a porn number there for a second.
As far as I know, it's still a mattress store. And leave off the last S because that's the S for savings.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to test this theory. I am
going to buy a mattress.
What is this now? 800.
1-800-MATTRES. You've never seen their advertisements on TV?
I have not.
Maybe they don't sell to Kansas.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Johnny?
I'm saying that, it might be regional. That's all I'm saying. Maybe it's a New York tri-state area.
So it's 800. What is it?
MATTRES.
I don't know.
1-800 mattress.
I don't. You know what? I can't just type it in like that. I have to actually go. What's the letter M? I don't even know. What is it?
Boop boop beep boop boop boop. Boop.
See, you don't even know these things. I have no idea. The reason why it went off my screen. It doesn't show.
You know what?
M6.
Okay.
800 6
2.
There's a 2 in there.
88.
Got it.
7 3 7.
See, when you're doing this on Skype, not quite so easy.
I pulled up the picture
quite
of the phone.
as easy.
Yeah.
Not quite as easy.
1-800-mattress.com. To ensure quality service, this call may be monitored or recorded.
See, you could totally call this.
If you have an existing order and require assistance, please press 1. If you would like to make a purchase or inquire about a new product, please press 2. If you know your party's extension,
are we seriously pranking a mattress
to
sales?
locate and be connected to a local showroom, please press 4. To repeat this,
let's check out the hold music at least.
Oh yeah, we need to do that. That is a priority.
Thank you for calling Mattress Firm, where it is easy to get a great night's sleep.
Woohoo!
To find a Mattress Firm store nearest you, please wait for the prompt to enter your 5-digit zip code.
Okay.
Please enter a zip code on your keypad to find the nearest store to you.
There we
go.
The 5 store locations closest to you are the following. Press 1 for El Pueblo, located at 2021 North Amadon Avenue, Suite 100 in Wichita. Press 2 for
they totally have them in Wichita.
Located at 6836 West Kellogg in Wichita.
Let's go for the first one.
Connecting you to El Pueblo. Please hold.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Is this good?
Hey, this is not bad.
This is not bad.
It's not Milton Babbitt, but
it's not Milton Babbitt. Now, whose music would you think this would be like?
I don't know.
Thank you for calling. Your call is important to us. Please hold.
Maybe like.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, this is Dune from the Dune and Bob Show. And by the way, I just want to let you know that Mattress guys, you guys have the best hold music ever.
No.
It's not the best?
UPS's is better. No, I still prefer UPS. It was not bad.
You're close. You're close. I would buy a mattress. I would buy a mattress just because of that hold music, though. I think that's pretty good.
I need the UPS hold music at least before I'm going to make a purchase.
That's right. So.
No, but
you're working on it. You're getting there though. But thanks for being you.
And be sure to check out the Dune and Bob Show Sunday 6 to 8 Eastern on nhbradio.com.
That's right. And thank you for being you. I said that right.
Taking our
and I'm hoping this makes. I'm hoping
message.
Somebody on Monday smiles when they hear this and goes like, "Wow, best recording ever."
Hey, let's give our Twitter account so they could Twitter stalk us. So I'm at Johnny Gators.
That's right.
And
go
ahead with
at
yours.
5 Hit Dune. There you go.
But you got to spell out 5 F-I-V-E.
F-I-V-E because otherwise it makes it look like the poop word. We can't have that.
No.
There we go. So happy Monday. And God bless.
Tuesday. Monday's a holiday.
Oh, that's right. Well, I bet they sell mattresses on Mondays though.
Well, President's sales. Oh, that's going to be a busy day for them.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening.
You know what? And we'll leave you with some techno music. There you go. Okay, awesome.
There we go.
I can only hope that one of two things will happen. They'll smile when they hear that, or we'll get sued. There'll be no in between. It's going to be one or the other.
hey, this was free promotion.
That's true. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh, so if you'd like to call and buy a mattress, you can dial in NHB Live for Skype. Oh wait, no, you can't because they're not open. It's Sunday. A lot of some of the mattress places are open. I actually,
We'll tell you what. If you want to buy a mattress, call us and let us know, and we'll call them back and tell them to call you.
Because now we have an in. Now we're those guys that called in and left the message.
Yeah,
we're those guys.
Yeah, we're totally cool. We could probably get you a discount.
I have to really hope that tomorrow that there's at least 20 minutes that are taken out of people's times. Relaxing, sitting around the phone, going, "You got to listen to this. Come here," and they'll play this, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then shortly after that, I'll get a cease and desist letter in the mail, accompanied by a knock at the door with a man with a big shiny badge saying, "Dude, maybe you don't want to do that anymore." Just saying. So we'll see.
No. Let me. I know what it takes to get a call from the police.
Yes,
for leaving voicemails.
You do. I was going to say, you know what? There's certain things in internet radio that you have to be proud of. One, is when you've had a transcript of your show played in a courtroom. That's a win. That right there is a win.
I don't think Kevin saw it that way.
No. It's really funny how they didn't see it that way, but we saw it that way.
It was used as evidence against him. So
that's true. I never thought about
that.
That was not a win. That was like a damn.
That was a loss right there.
That was Video Vamp that was on the line. Yeah, he had that happen where he was the one that had the. When you had your show played. That's right.
I mean, it was a win for Video Vamp.
They're like,
it was a loss for Kevin.
So is it true that you said, yes, sir, it is? Or you just lie and you could take the Bart Simpson approach and say, hey, it wasn't me.
Well,
I never thought about
that's
that.
Where
you could just do that.
But that's why they made them bring in the audio and play it in the courtroom as evidence against him. So he couldn't say it wasn't him because it was right there recorded.
Oh, that was my dog bark. I'm sorry. I was like, where's that voice coming from?
I don't know the details, but fill in the blanks. Vamp must have been subpoenaed to bring in the audio of that show.
I think he was.
To be played.
I think he was.
Yeah, and they played it. So we have been, not only are we available on the internet to stream, we've been played in a court of law.
Is Vamp still friends with this guy? Because he did bring evidence, to play.
I thought
you have to kind of wonder.
I thought that was Kevin.
Well, I don't know if it's that Kevin or a different Kevin.
I'm pretty sure it's that Kevin.
Good job, boys, she says. Yeah, that's right. There's nothing. Yeah, we stick together, man. Yeah, that's right. Get our own home ways.
Well, hey, they are still friends. I mean, it was what it was.
There's
what he said.
There's different Kevins though. There's a Kevin and there's the Kevin.
No, it was Chicken Fingers. It's the same Kevin.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure. But you know what? We could call Vamp back and ask him.
That's true. I never thought about that. Since he hung up on us and all.
Yeah, exactly. What's up with that?
Why would he do that? Why would he hang up? We'll just call quickly.
Let me do the talking first, because I have an important question to ask him before we get into the real material.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll say we'll be quick.
You've reached Jason Bache with Nerds Limited. I am unavailable.
All right,
Please leave your name,
leave a message.
number, and
do you want some
detailed
background
message,
music?
And I will get back to you in short order. Thank you.
Your judgment. Oh, hey, we forgot to important thing before we lost you on the line there. We're putting in an order for mattresses. What can we put you down for? Because we want to go around and get everyone's order and get a group collection going. So can we put you down for a twin or a full? And would you like a side of fries with that? Because Dune, you're going with the king, right?
I'm going with the king.
You want the onion rings in place of the fries.
King, onion rings, fries, the whole bit. You know what? Because here's the thing. If you order onion rings, you usually get a fry with it anyway. It just happens.
Well,
it's like you get the bonus fry.
In with the onion ring, the bonus fry.
The bonus fry with the onion rings.
Although what's even better.
And the king-size mattress.
What's even better is when you get the bonus onion ring in with the fries. That's like,
that's like lottery time. You're teasing me, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
But also we're trying to figure out, we know there's a story about, your show being played in the court of law, and I think it was the Kevin. Dune thinks it was a Kevin.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out if there's more than one Kevin and if it's the same Kevin or a different Kevin.
Okay, was it so can you text or call us back? Was it a Kevin or was it the Kevin?
And also get in your mattress order, because we're placing the order in 10 minutes. So you got to get in under the.
You got to get in now. All right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for being you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Peace. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
What are the odds he actually makes it long enough to even hear that?
Well, as we know, Vamp before he had a business never checked his voicemail.
That's true.
There's another thing you can identify time when someone knew him. Well, did Vamp ever check his voicemail? If they say no, oh man, where have you been? Because I remember I left him.
That's right,
a voicemail.
Yep.
I left him a voicemail, and then I asked him, "Did you get my voicemail?" And he's like, Gators, what? No, I don't listen to my voicemails. I'm like, oh, you got to listen to your voicemails. It was so funny. It was so funny. And I spent 20 minutes listening to him delete voicemail after voicemail of, hi, Jason. Yeah, it's your dad. And, I'd like you to call me back because, it'd be nice to, hear from my son every now and then. So, please give me a call. I kid you, 20 minutes of deleting these. It was like, damn it, Vamp, call your dad. He'd really like to hear from you.
Hey, by the way, Kevin's in the chat room says, I'm a Kevin, not the same as Chicken Fingers. So I ought to say, so are you the courtroom Kevin, though? That's what we got to know.
I think Chicken Fingers is the courtroom Kevin, though.
Well, you could be right. You absolutely could be right. I don't know.
Or maybe this is, or maybe this Kevin's been in a courtroom. I don't know.
That's true. We've all sadly probably been in the court. It says, oh, my brother isn't that Kevin, Stocklaw says. So no, not him.
No, not him.
Not the guy. Oh well, somebody.
Wrong Kevin.
Wrong Kevin.
He's a Kevin, but not the Kevin.
Not the Kevin. But Meg is the Meg. No doubt about it. Mm-hmm. Right down the middle. Don't even know where that came from. But there we go. So I have to wonder, now that the new week is upon us, Mondays will be the new show, which we'll have to tune in and listen to.
Well, it's a continuation. You know what? Screw what
you do realize what's going to happen, don't
say.
you? You know what's going to happen. What? You're going to have your wife on, and then Brian's going to be there, and 72 other people are all going to call in and want to be on. That's what's going to happen. Because no, Johnny, you're missing the whole point. Now that you got to host your wife, they'll all want to host. It's sort of like that girlfriend thing. The hot girl never wants to date you because you're not dating anybody, but as soon as you get somebody, they start wanting to date you. Does that still happen? I don't know. You and I have been married so long. This is just stories we've heard. We don't even know if this is true anymore. We have no idea.
Maybe this is why Holly Brockwell's following me on Twitter.
I never thought about that. She found out that you were taken. Boom, following Johnny.
It's like, wait, what? Him? He got he's been married how long now?
She's all this time. Happen? Oh, wow, that could be it. Boston Chickie could tell us. She could tell
Boston
us.
Chickie.
Boston Chickie could tell us. Can you call
Who's
in?
Boston Chickie?
Can you Skype in? Ooh, Boston Chickie. There we go. That just sounded really creepy.
Dune,
one of my friends from
creepy. You become creepy grandpa. In your
I've been
old
a
age.
creepy old Dune. That's right. You know what? It's lost. No, now she left the room. No, she's back. It's like I'm here. I'm not here. I'm here. I'm not here. I'm gonna go. But yeah, I don't want to be the. It's like we already discussed that at lunchtime. Here we go. I've turned into the old man at the end of the court. You damn kids! Rah, get out of here! I've turned into that guy. I've realized that after all these years.
Well, yeah, because you don't ding dong ditch Dune's
No,
house.
oh hell no, not when you have 8 high def cameras pointing at you. Don't do that.
Were you never a kid, Dune?
Oh,
I mean, what the hell? Just leave the neighborhood children alone. Just leave them alone.
Well, they wouldn't leave me alone. They drew first blood, Johnny.
How many times did they? Oh, okay. How many times did they ding dong ditch you?
Well, they were doing it to everybody in the neighborhood, and we told them. We told them to stop. Before that, we told them not to do it anymore. Hey, quit that. We're trying because it drives the dogs crazy.
Okay.
And then they did it again. So. And actually,
Dude,
here's the thing.
Dude.
The instigator actually talked New Kid into coming to do it. Is what happened.
Okay.
That's what.
So
happened.
your big argument against this is that it drives.
Boston Chickie played. We all did. Come on,
Dune
included. I did that too.
Let me just address one point.
Mm-hmm.
Your big argument against this is that it drives the dogs nuts.
Yes.
I bet you if you stood up in your chair right now and made too much of a squeak, we'd hear a lot of barking all of a sudden.
That's not the point, Johnny. That's not the point. The fact that I can go like this and makes dogs bark. Not gonna bark. It really pisses my wife off when I do this. I probably shouldn't do that.
So it's not just the neighborhood kids. You're not allowed to ding dong ditch either.
I mean, it's one of those things. That's where it comes from. I mean, where do you think
you can't even ding dong ditch?
Shut up! Where do you think that came from?
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
And that left such a great impression.
It did
on the first time visit from a significant other.
Hey, for Boston Chickie and Meg that's in the room, maybe I don't know. Maybe you didn't hear that story. There was a time that Johnny and I are doing the show,
right?
And the dogs are barking. Normally, when they just bark for a little bit and then they stop. Well, this time they weren't stopping barking. It was continuing, and it was driving me crazy. And so I leaned back in my chair, and because I'm alone in the house, there's nobody here. There's nobody in the house.
Right.
I at the top of my lungs,
as far as we know.
And this is recorded live off of one of our streams.
For God's sake, shut up!
I'm totally not even pointing at the microphone when I'm doing this. And the dogs did shut up. So I'm thinking, hey, it worked.
And
then it wasn't until about 20 seconds later, I heard the door shut behind me. Oh my God, I am not in the house alone. So now I'm thinking, oh great, I just yelled at my wife at the top of my lungs. This is going to go over well.
And company.
Well, I didn't know about the company part until I walked out. So it's during the break. I put the where is it? I put the going to break music on, which we don't use anymore.
Which is the Beatles, according to you.
Which is the Beatles, according to me. So why, Johnny? Why do you have to? You just have to grade it in, don't you?
Because I thought it was funny when you were like, "It's the Beatles," and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
No. Megan gets better. So I after yelling,
"For God's sake, shut up!"
at the top of my lungs, and I hear the door shut behind me. I put on the break music. I got some commercials set. I walk outside, and whom I greeted with, but my son and his then new girlfriend, who became his fiance, who then became his wife. So I'm the first time meeting. So her first impression of her new father-in-law.
For God's sake, shut up!
Out of the back room. That's what she hears. So she has this look on her face. I think she's expecting to see, a dude come around the corner wearing the wife beater shirt, because I am from Kansas. So that's what she probably thinks is going to happen. That's what she comes around. So she's never, one of these days I'm going to have to ask her. I have to ask her about that. I've never been able to bring it up. I've always been too embarrassed. I need to really do that. One of these days I should get her on the phone one of these times and see if I can actually.
Here's what you do, Dune. You have a few beers before you have her over.
That sounds like a bad plan, Johnny. I don't know why.
Dude, do you want this to be an awkward conversation, or do you want to be relaxed?
Well,
I mean, if you're relaxed, it'll go smoother. If you're awkward, then it's going to make her awkward. Everyone's going to be awkward, and then it'll go bad. So just, I'm not saying get, like, staggering drunk. I'm just saying,
Hey, remember the time?
No. I'm just saying 2 beers, and then bring it up.
Just a glass of wine there, or beer. Could do that too.
Or a shot.
Or 3. There we go. And some Chinese food. There we go. Al Bundy.
There you go.
Al Bundy material. No, I don't need a copy of Biggins, Meg. I don't need that.
But speaking of the dogs and disrupting them, this is now mind you, I've stayed in Dune's Casa de Dune twice now. Two different
times. Two different casas. That's right.
And let me tell you, we all go through that moment in life where you wake up at 2 a.m. and usually it's the battle of, do I roll over and go back to sleep and hold it, or do I force myself to wake up enough to stand up and walk down the hall to the bathroom?
Yes.
And that's a whole different debate when you're in someone else's house that owns 5 dachshunds, one of which has his eyes on you.
That's right. And it was 4, by the way. I think there was 5 the first time you came. It was 4 the second time. So there.
4, 5.
4 or 5. Yeah, that's right.
Having 4 dachshunds is a lot like having 5 dachshunds.
That's right. There isn't much difference. There's just one extra bowl in the house. That's it. That's the only thing else. Yeah.
So I basically I'm like, all right, I got to pee, and I'm going to try to, because the last thing
keep in mind, wife and I are upstairs. Johnny and his wife are downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were nice enough to open their house to me. Dune spent all day changing the compressor for the air conditioner in my car. I at least owe him a full night's sleep without being disrupted by 4 barking dogs around him in his face and ears. So, I mean, I barely touch my feet to the floor and gently ease my weight onto them and stand up out of the bed. I take 1 step at a time, lift slowly, place my foot gently down.
This sounds really creepy, by the way. You're talking about, and then I slipped her top off, and then that's what it sounds. Never mind. Go ahead.
And then I turned to my wife and slipped her. No,
whoa, hey.
This was your idea, dude. Then I got to the door, and I barely touched the doorknob, and I turned the doorknob without pulling, and no click. And then once the doorknob is pulled, I gently pull the door towards me, and I gently, just far enough for the latch to be passed there, so I can gently turn the doorknob back in the right direction, and then gently, take my hand off of it so it's not like snapping back into position, and open the door slowly so as not to leave a creak, and step out into the hallway, taking 1 step at a time, very gently, putting the weight down slowly, taking the weight off 1 foot slowly so as not to make footsteps or creaking sounds. Yes. I get into the bathroom. I close the door gently, turn the doorknob, pull the door closed, turn the doorknob
so far
back.
Still winning so far.
Soon as I go to lift up the toilet seat, bark, 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 bark.
I think
bark,
I was going to say you used to have a video, you used to have an audio of that. Yes.
I think I put that on my desktop.
I think part of what it is, he's less worried, or he's more worried about the dogs, less worried about the guy upstairs, doing that, which is, or Johnny rolling over in the bed and having that happen, Because that was the big difference between Johnny's first stay with me on his hey, how you doing, Talk of the Coast dude, in his first time, and the second time. The first time Johnny found out to his horror that he was sleeping on a loaded shotgun. So
yeah,
that's kind of, but it's Kansas. That's the way it is. There's a bed. There's a shotgun under the bed. That's just the way. That's the way it is. Yes, I think it is.
Is it really?
Okay, the place I just called for the mattress. When you go pick up your mattress, comes with a shotgun. That's the way. That's Kansas. That's the way it works.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, it could. It would if it would if it was up to me.
If it was up to you, but
it was
up
to me.
You.
It's not a. Yes,
here it is.
That would be it. So that's the song. That's the song of my dog's people right there. That's exactly what that is.
So Dune got a 2 a.m. wake up call because I had to pee. You know, it's.
And the very low pitched one. That's the one that was. That's the one that had his.
Yeah.
That's the one. He's like. You know.
I got my eyes on you.
That's right.
I remember you. You were here before.
That's right. You're that guy. You are that guy.
What did you come back for?
That's exactly. Yeah, nutters. You know, these are anklers. These are dachshunds. Although I think Simon was tall enough, he could probably reach the gonads.
He could jump.
Yeah, he can jump. That's right. That's exactly right. So there you go. Yeah, that's what it was. I think is that you didn't find out about the whole gun thing until afterwards.
Yeah.
But that makes for fun though. Yeah, that makes for a good story.
Now you told me that you were clearing the guest room of guns for our second visit.
Time. Yes, the second time I did clear it out.
And you did clear it out.
Yes.
And you had to warn the wife that the room had no guns.
Well, yes, of course. I want her to realize that because I would hate to have her retreat to that room thinking that would be the safe room and not be what it normally was.
I see. So that way, that's the danger room.
You know, like people, alcoholics, they stash bottles around the house. People that are, want to be safe, stash firearms.
I see.
In safe places, by the way, not for, no kids can get to them.
Because a kid never reaches between the mattress and box spring for a shotgun.
Actually, that's actually changing, by the way, now because the grandkids they're 3 years old. So we have had to relocate things. If that should make you feel better. Things are now secured, so they cannot.
Okay.
And believe me, I don't know a 3-year-old, but I mean they're resourceful little shits. So I mean, beautiful little girls. And wow, bad dude, bad. No, they're
wow.
Not. They're not.
Wow.
They're great. They are great. They are quite the bunch. Let me tell you. I mean, literally, they're.
Well, I think there was a situation. And now you got to be really, careful and think about a lot of things. I mean, there was a situation that Emily's kids got to medicines that they kept like on top of the fridge. They found a way to get up on top of the fridge. And it was like,
there's
candy.
Mama in one of them. Doing the stuff, and there we go. There's the horrified mother that I yelled at. That's her. I should call her. There's our son. And videos of them. What is this one? I have no idea. Probably. Oop.
And Dune is now permanently banned from buying them toys.
There we go. Actually, I don't think you're supposed to show pictures on the internet. Oh,
you're not? Oh, are you not supposed to show their pictures on the internet?
I don't think so. I think somebody got in trouble for that one time. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why. Oh no, I know what it was. It wasn't pictures. It was somebody actually had their kids on. That's what it was. That's what it was. Somebody had their kids on a cast, and I think there was some issue with that. Because even Boston Chickie is very careful about that. She makes sure that the kids stay off camera, probably because you don't want
some people just don't want the weirdos going like on the internet.
Is that a kid? Because that just sounds weird.
Yeah,
you don't want to have that. Good. Hey, lots of people come in the room, by the way. We got Boston Chickie, Dan D, Heatbot's in here, Johnny Gators, which is you, Meg's also here, and HP Radio Talk of the Coast, which he has a great show. Matt Major obviously must be a caster because he's got a microphone and some disco lights going on in the background there. I don't think I've met him before. Hey Matt, you got Skype? Skype in if you want. NHB Live. You can tell us about what you do and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We got about 12 minutes left, so we can figure something out. I like the lights though. He's got the cool lights going on there.
I've done most of the talking here. So, Dune, let's talk about your week. How have you been?
My week wasn't bad. I haven't had a bad week. Other than it is Kansas and it's like gale force wind outside, so it's like we have to put rocks in the pockets of the dogs so they don't blow away.
Oh.
But man, I'm telling you, I don't know everybody else. I am so ready for summer. I am absolutely wintered out. I don't know about you, but I am ready for summer. And somebody should probably record me saying this, because in about 3 months, me going like, I am so tired of summer. There we go. You should call
March
in.
Is around the corner.
You know what? You should call in. He's from Scotland. That's true. You can call in on Skype. We had a very good friend from Scotland. I said had. God, I miss him too. Whatever happened. Well, I think he hates us now.
He found
God.
Lord.
He found God. You know what? There's room though. We're godly, kind of. In that,
but not
weird
according
way.
to him. According to him, this is a toxic environment that breeds hate and
according
all
to
kinds of
him,
awful
he thinks that he walks into my house and it's the devil's den, and the first thing you hear is
"Hello, motherfucker."
That's what he thinks happens, and that doesn't happen that way. It does not happen that way. I'm pretty sure it does not happen that way.
Let's see.
As far as you know, but no, hopefully, I'm hoping the weather gets around and gets back from the good stuff here. You've been in Springs.
Oh, the last email
Colorado Springs, Meg. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, it's been spring since November. I'm sorry. Duh. Sorry. Yeah, I'm wearing glasses and I still can't read. So what's the next step?
Oh, wow. It was about a year ago I last tried to reach out to our friend in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
I sent a one-line email. Hey, you still a giant douchebag, or are you up for being civil? Just checking.
Wait, whoa. You sent that message to somebody as a positive outreach of be my friend. Are you serious?
It was more of a trolling email than anything.
How many beers had you had that night?
I have my reasons for being pissed at him.
Wow. Because I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, I've got this idea. I'm going to reach out to somebody who I've talked to in a long time and immediately call him a douchebag. Immediately. Because, why not? There you go, Matt Major. You can call in now. I don't think you had to have the adding thing, but click the button and fire away. And hopefully you got a camera. We'll get you on the camera.
Yeah. I mean, all I can say is that I am okay. We got a call coming in, so moving right along.
Moving right along. There we go. NHB, you're on the air.
Yo, what's good?
There he is, man. The guy with the microphone. I like that. And also, he also has a green screen because we can see it. I don't know if you have your camera available, so we can. I got you popped on, so you can. That's okay.
Well,
you can't.
I got my camera going on iVlog, but
are you actually doing a show right now? Oh no, I see what you're saying. No, you're doing it. You got it down there, and it's like holding you.
Right.
It's holding you hostage, basically. There we go.
You can only send it to one place at a time.
Just everybody that's in the room, just pretend that the mouth is moving on the picture on the screen there. There you go.
I could switch over to Skype if you want.
The nice thing about it, at least it looks like you. Because some people, I've noticed some people, I'm like, all right, dude, listen, that was obviously a high school picture of you, doing the 6-pack flex. And you're like 58 now, so, don't be that guy. There we go. Uh-oh, he's rocking the Yeti there. Did I get that right?
That's my backup.
Is that what that is? I was thinking that is. I haven't had one of the guys I do a show on Saturdays, Heat FM radio, and those guys all use the USB Yeti stuff. We haven't quite melted into that.
This one is not USB though. I use it XLR.
It's got the XLR on the bottom of it too. There you go.
Oh, nice.
That's the expensive one. That's a very nice microphone. I think that's actually what Boston Chickie was wanting to buy. Because I think she's using the snowball thing at the blue.
Oh,
they call it the snowball, the round. She does. See, Boston. I was almost going to say she does a cast with a ball in her face. And that would have come out totally wrong if I'd have said that. So I'm glad I stopped before that came out.
No. I mean, there's a difference between saying she does a cast with a ball in her face and she does a cast with balls in her face.
Okay, so if she had stereo microphones and I said balls, it'd have been technically correct, but also technically bad. There we go. That's right. That's right. She does have a ball mic. Yeah, I think she has the snowball or whatever it's called. They didn't have all that. They didn't have all that fun stuff back in the day. There we go.
Or is it a ball gag in her face?
I've actually had my microphone now for like almost 7 years at Blue Yeti.
Well, you got to keep in mind too that I'm still looking at very different versions of here we go, of back when I had it should be adding. There he is live from Scotland.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, my brother? I haven't talked this guy. We got two people that cast. Hey, by the way, Matt, I didn't ask what kind of show do you do? Do you do a show on iVlog here? Do you do or what?
Well, I mostly got my sound system and stuff for like playing guitar and just communicating mostly. I sing and play guitar.
Oh, that sounds cool. So you get all the chicks.
Cool.
He's a front man with a guitar. He's got all the girls. And then another cat from Scotland does his talk shows. Unfortunately, he's normally doing these shows while I'm at work, so I don't get to listen to too many of them.
It's not a talk show. Come on.
No. That's right. That's right. I'm sorry. So he's gonna be like, Dune, you effer. Come on. That's right.
You bloody wanker.
That's right. Because normally, you know what? Normally, it's a lot like he has stuff like like this going on. He plays a lot of stuff like this.
Trance music. Come on.
Yeah, that's what this is. Isn't this kind of trance techno-y whatever? Yeah, something like that. That's what he plays. But no, good.
It depends. It depends on the mood I'm in.
That's true. Now, because and by the way, Johnny, if you're wondering, I have asked him if he knows Fender, and he doesn't. I figured he's from Scotland. Maybe he knew him, but he's because
we just assume. I don't have a clue what you're on about.
That's true.
Well, do you know Andrew Broadfoot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go. He does know him then.
That would be the guy.
That would be the guy.
That's our bud that hates us now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Is he a bit of a weirdo?
Now he has some cool. If he hasn't thrown them away, he has 3 posters of Hooters uniforms. That cost me about $200 to send to him one time.
Dang!
So what you're saying is he's a weirdo then?
We had a telephone one time, and he.
Yeah, come on! He's a weirdo. Come on, can you just tell the truth?
Well, are you saying? Or are you asking if he's a weirdo?
Is he a weirdo?
I don't know. I don't think at the time he was. I think he was.
Well. He's interesting.
He was interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, he was. We're not going to go into anyone's personal lives, but anyone that participates in this community has some level of weirdness to them.
It was most fun when he would start.
I've got the biggest weirdo going right now. Know what I mean? I'm the weirdest going right now.
It was fun to watch him talk to people from Australia. For some reason, is there something about Australia and Scotland? They just do not like each other because it always got very ugly in the room.
No. I've got nothing to do with I hate English. I fucking hate English.
Okay, there you go. So maybe it's just a personal thing because any time Australia was talked about,
if you watch Scottish football, Celtic and Rangers, I fucking hate Celtic.
There we go.
There you go. I'm a Rangers man.
That's right. Sometimes you just have to, take a stand. That's what it is.
Come on, yeah. I never give a fuck. I'm from Scotland, right here, by the way.
There we go.
One of the amazing weekends you've ever experienced, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw Armin van Buuren live in Amsterdam, right?
No.
Did you see that? It's fucking one of the experiences you'll never see it. $60,000.
You know the best part about him calling in is that if we had an F-bomb quota, we're good for the next 10 years. Yeah. That's the best part about it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
I was going to say the best part about this is we found the Scottish version of Pedge.
We did. I never thought about that. That's awesome.
Get me back again.
That's right.
I might come back again. If you can pierce.
Oh, I love it. So listen, is there any particular time we can catch you, Matt? Anytime? I mean, or just one of those random things you do, random shows? Or?
It's probably just one of those random show ups, no doubt. I jump around on iVlog. I try to communicate and try to get along with the people.
That's cool.
I just go on iVlog when I'm just in the mood.
When you're in the mood, that works. That's kind of unlike me, who's actually structured. If it's Saturday night and it's 10 p.m. Eastern, then I'm on. I do the radio show, and then Sundays, obviously, the Dune and Bob Show. But tomorrow, by the way, on nhbradio.com, Johnny and
my wife, Barefoot Lurker, and Brian Blues will be doing
insert title here
at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, and we're going to be inserting the amateur hour into that placeholder. You're not going to
introduce the fucking Scottish connection, and there you go.
There you go, Johnny. You now have a Scottish connection. You can now. You know what? You should put that into your Twitter feed. Johnny Gators now with a Scottish connection. I like that.
Yeah.
And you can get the reverb in it with a Scottish connection.
Well, I've got to say thing here. If you like an argument, you will get an argument.
It's true. I can't. A Scottish guy arguing? Does that happen?
Is it an argument? Is it an argument if you don't understand?
I don't know about the reverb, but I was thinking more of along the lines like airplane style, like up in the sky.
That works. That works.
You've been flying.
Actually,
How high do you want to go in the sky?
Well, the thing is, you get Reggie in here, then it's a party. That's what happens. So I tell you what, we're going to take it out with Reggie. We'll make that happen. We got Scottish Guy, we got Matt Dude, we got hot chicks in the room, man. Come on, baby. That's the way it's happening. It's Sunday, getting ready to go to work on Monday. Boston Chickie, Meg's hanging out. Got the people over on the other stream. I got people typing into chat rooms I ain't even listened to, man. Come on. It's just bad stuff. But don't forget, nhbradio.com. That's the site. Use it often. Use it wisely. And then Johnny be on. And then Vamp be on the next day. And then live stuff. If you think it's live, it's live. There we go. That's what happens. Yeah. There we go.
So that's as far as I can go. That's as far as I can go with Reggie. You got to watch out for him.
You could even do the. You can use the verbal sound effects for the Meg's boobs.
I should have done that.
You should have done that.
Oh gosh, no. Her boobs.
I mean, aren't they? Are they due to be out again?
They are probably due to be out. They probably are.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, thanks for calling in. Hey, people, don't forget next week another show because we can. And check out the stuff on NHB. Check out the stuff on iVlog. Check out the stuff on YouTube. Check out just check it out, man.
And anyone who has the NHB Fun Bus 2.0 show, take out Dune Show, listen to it. It's so much better today.
That's true. All right, people, have a great week. Peace.
See ya.
Game over, man.
I'm glad that's over.
Man, that was awful.
Boy, I know. You know what I hated most? What? Everything stunk.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Let's blow this joint.
It's time to blast off for Dreamland.
Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Let's call it a day. Everybody, go home.
Good night, lady.
See you later, alligator.
Go in peace, sin no more. I'm out of here.
Now, run along and play with your little toys.
Oh, it just gets worse and worse.
Please come again.
I have exorcised the demon. This house is clear.
Not.
That's all, folks.
We are leaving.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Oi, shoot the radio.